I think we're live.
Are we live?
I heard some music. I think you played us in.
The band started playing, and here we are.
Welcome, holy shnikes! It is Friday, January 22nd.
That is craziness. That we are already just trucking through this month. Time is flying fast, but it is yet another Friday night. Time to unwind, get ready for the weekend. Maybe pour yourself a beverage.
I poured myself a decaf iced latte.
Ooh, is it a latte? Latte?
It's really not a latte. It was a French press. I used a French press. Made a nice hot decaf earlier. And was sitting on the counter. I'm going to dump it over ice and enjoy it now. So here we are.
A little bit, or is it a latte?
It is a latte, but there are two important things that happened the last 2 days.
Okay, please share.
Wait, was today one? No, I guess it was not today. Wednesday and Thursday, two very important things. Does anybody know what they were? After we start the show, we'll come back and answer that question.
All right, let's get going. It's Friday, and welcome to the Social Hour.
Yeah.
And there we are, just like that.
So,
welcome to the show. I'm Eric.
I'm Dan.
And that's Dan.
Of EriDan.
And we are here, and Dan has got, Dan teased you before the break.
I did a tease before the break.
A tease.
Welcome back, everybody. Now we're going to talk about what we were talking about before. So Wednesday was not only Inauguration Day, but it was 1/20/2021.
Correct.
Which is a palindrome. If you do it backwards, it is 1/20/2021.
I do enjoy the numbers.
And then yesterday at 9:21 p.m., it was the 21st minute of the 21st hour of the 21st day of the 21st year in the 21st century.
Wow.
Will not happen again for 1,000 years.
What did you do to mark such an occasion?
Forgot to do anything at 9:21.
Let it go right by. Kept working. Didn't even think about it. Yep, that sounds about right. That's how I would have celebrated as well, had I known.
Yeah, it would have been 9:21 p.m. So military time, 21:21 and 21 seconds. So 21 seconds of the 20. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So that's exciting.
Yeah.
In 21:21 will be more impressive, according to Dave.
That will be. He's probably right.
Yes. So tonight's show is brought to you by the number 21.
I think that's reasonable, as we're all hopeful for what this year will produce, right?
Oh, please be a good year.
So we have got a jammed-packed evening for you. We've got a rather interesting topic of conversation, I believe. We'll see how it goes. We want to get your input on that. And you can join us either in the comments or, if you're brave enough, you just visit EriDanLive.com, and that is going to bring you right to us, where we will be able to see and hear you and have a discussion tonight. And I believe we already have somebody ready to join the conversation already.
Well, play him in.
Let's say hi to Michael. Hello, Michael.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Dan, did you say today is the 21st day of the...
That was yesterday.
I'm sorry, I don't talk again.
That was yesterday. All right. So what do you got? How was your trip back from Arizona?
Well, somehow, for some reason, I got sick.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh. You don't have the COVID, do you?
I came home. I was fine. Flew home on the plane, and the plane was mostly empty. So even on the plane, I wasn't within 10 feet of anybody. I woke up the next morning, had breakfast, was fine, went to the gym. At about 10 o'clock, I started to feel weird. I got home. I was running a fever of about 100, and I was out all day. Better today. So like 24 hours, more better.
Did you get a test?
No, because I didn't have any other symptoms. I had a fever and gone. So I'm not going to bother with the test because if I had it this time, it went much quicker than the first time I had it.
So you did have it before?
Oh yeah, I had it way back in March.
I didn't know you had the COVID.
He had it before.
Yeah, I tested. All right, I'll give you the quick rundown.
Wow.
Before anybody knew what it was, I got sick, and I was sick for 9 days. I had a slight fever, very small fever, almost nothing. I had the cough. It would come and go. Some days it was worse than others. And then I had fatigue. And man, the fatigue was the worst. It was bed to couch to bed. Sometimes I stopped in the bathroom in between. It was horrible for 9 days.
Wait, I'm just getting straight. So you went from a bed to a couch to a bed. So you have 2 beds you went to, or was it the same bed?
Same bed.
Oh, so it's bed, couch to bed.
To couch.
Oh, okay. It was that. Sorry. Just want to make sure. Because yeah, just wait. Okay. Sorry.
Wow.
21.
You joined us.
Yes. So guessing by your name that you're using tonight, WW84 down thumb.
Oh, yes. We should. Yeah. Well, let's talk about this. We'll talk a little bit about this, and then we'll get into our topic tonight. If people don't know, Michael does awesome YouTube movie reviews, and recently posted his review of Wonder Woman 84, which I thought was really well done. I thought you did a very nice job on that. You were very thorough. And, overall, not so much of enjoying Wonder Woman 84. My kid said it was the best of the DC movies, and that was saying absolutely nothing.
It's like having the nicest trailer in a trailer park.
Pretty much.
No, the best of the DC movies was the first Wonder Woman.
I do agree with that. I personally agree with that. I do. It's a super long, disappointing movie, and I guess this is your spoiler because I believe it is leaving HBO Max right now. So if you haven't seen it 2 days, if you haven't seen it by this point, go away for 5 minutes if you really care. If not, we can be a little spoilery. I think this has been out for a while now.
Yeah. 3, 2.
I agreed with a lot of what you had to say on your YouTube video. Very nice opening sequence, and then the thing that marked me the most about it, because it's a long movie. I mean, I felt it was a very long movie, and for the first hour and a half, you get 3 minutes of Wonder Woman.
I'm okay with that. And in fact, if you think about it, the whole opening segment, you get Wonder Woman as a little girl. So I'm okay with that. Yeah. And like I said, that opening segment was so good.
Yes, it was really well done. Well, I think they felt like they were being profound from that opening segment, right?
Yeah, but it, like you said, too long. It went on far too long for the message they gave us. Two lines of dialogue, we would have been fine.
You could have gotten that message so easy without being such a long scene.
Exactly. Yeah. So if you are going to put that long of a scene, then you need a bigger callback to it later.
Yeah,
it needs to be more important.
It's a loose thread. So yeah, I agree. I mean, I may watch it again someday.
Now disconnected from this terminal.
The only thing I will say about it is I enjoyed Wonder Woman way more because I watched Wonder Woman 84 first.
Interesting.
Because I think if there's a way, if there's a way that you can somehow clear your mind of the first one, watch Wonder Woman 84, then watch the first one, you'll be like, holy crap, this is an amazing movie. So I do agree. Oh, we lost Michael. Oh. I do agree that Wonder Woman is the best DC movie. Well, I mean, then again, which DC are we talking about? I mean, how far back? Superman, the movie with Christopher Reeves, is the best DC movie.
Well, and it sounds like they're working on some pieces that might be better. So we'll see if we get some better pieces from DC later. So yeah, not. I don't think I've yet to meet the person who's super excited and in love with the movie. So if that's how you feel about it, join us. We'd love to hear from you.
They greenlit a third one.
Yeah, well,
they're going to make a third one. I'm sure they're, I don't know how much money they're going to, I don't know what the deal of I don't know what the deal with HBO Max that they had. They're actually gonna. Oh my, Dave,
You better get on here right now, David.
Dave just threw down some throwing words.
I called you David. If I knew your middle name, I would use it right now too.
Saying the original Christopher Reeve Superman is grossly overrated.
Excuse me, Mr. Gensel.
Just fighting words in Dan's universe.
And I don't know your middle name. I'm going to guess it's Carl. David Carl Gensel. How dare you?
You are grossly incorrect.
Interesting. Yeah, I am very interested. In, that might be its own topic of conversation.
What Dave's middle name?
Oh, and I believe it's time for the news report to say hello to Dave.
I feel like I should have a picture of Wolf Blitzer to hold up in front of the camera.
I'm Wolf Blitzer. I haven't shaved in 3 days somehow at all times. Okay, so why do you think Superman, the original, is overrated?
Okay, Christopher Reeves is good in it.
Okay.
I have no complaint about that. His casting was solid. Margot Kidder is about as sexy as a rock. And the song goes on for about 10 minutes too long.
The song is a problem.
Okay, yeah, the song was horrible.
And the flight, when they're doing the song, when they're just flying and
Did you read
my mind?
Oh, it just goes
And when
on
he drops
forever.
her, and when he drops her and he's like smiling. Okay,
It's
yes.
it's like the first Star Trek movie when they're flying through the shipyard. Just because, look at this great ship we built. And by 10 minutes in, you're just like, come on.
But you do have to admit that was the first movie, special effects wise, where that was the movie poster. You believe he was flying like that. The blue screen and the digital stuff they did in that movie was groundbreaking compared to George Reeve.
I will not disagree. Yeah, I will not disagree with that. But it takes more. For example, I'm one of the people who doesn't really care for Jurassic Park because I feel it's a special effects demo in search of a script.
Yes. Mm-hmm, yes.
I love Jurassic Park.
Yes. Mm-hmm. I think Wayne Knight had the best part in that movie, by the way. I think when Newman gets killed by that's the best.
It's true.
Okay,
so I think Superman.
Now that I'm on Mike's kill it first opportunity list.
Please tell me, what did you think of Citizen Kane, you troglodyte?
Brilliant.
Citizen Kane. No, I agree. There is some cheesiness to the movie, and when you watch it, you do. But
and it's like I did not say it's a bad movie. I just said it's grossly overrated. I consider it a thoroughly serviceable movie.
It's sort of like Tim Burton's Batman, right? Where in the day, at the time, I like half the universe was captivated by it. Looking back to it, there's definitely issues. There's definitely
it was the first.
Except I give Tim Burton's Batman to me was a more impressive reinvention of Batman because Superman wasn't making any attempt to reinvent Superman. It was just another Superman movie. Yes, it was better made. Yes, it had good casting, but it's still just the next Superman movie. Whereas Tim Burton's Batman was like, Batman, whoa, this is not the Batman I know and remember. This is a whole nother, unless you were following the comics closely and reading the Dark Knight stuff and things like that. If you were just following it from TV or cinema, it completely, changed the way people look at Batman.
Here's the other
hindsight.
Here's the other
Again, it was in its day, it was very like, whoa. And now looking back, you're past the whoa, and you're really,
And when you see Mr. Mom as Batman, you're like, wait, what? But I think that the Superman movie was, yes, there was some cheese in it. I mean, Ned Beatty. Mr. Luthor.
Ned Beatty is the comic relief.
He's the Richard Pryor of the movie.
I thought Gene Hackman was somewhat miscast, to be honest.
I like Gene Hackman.
I love Gene Hackman.
And I love Kevin Spacey when he did it. I thought the Brandon Routh version of it was a great movie too.
I don't even know you anymore.
Also, keep in mind, I'm a Marvel guy. I was reading Marvel comics from about the time I could read, and never had a whole lot of respect.
Let's discuss the Marvel movies from the 70s. There were none.
Right, but you didn't have
not
the Hulk,
counting the made for
The
TV.
Spider-Man TV show.
You're not
and the
counting
Hulk
the made
TV
for
show.
TV Captain America movie.
That was a made-for-TV movie.
Yeah. Now,
That's not a movie.
Flash Gordon's not Marvel, correct?
No,
The Flash is, but Flash Gordon, is that even DC or is that something totally
no.
different?
Flash Gordon is just old movie serial,
Okay. I didn't even know if it was one of the.
and it was a
DC or
it was a
Marvel.
cartoon strip. It was a comic strip. It wasn't a comic book.
So, yeah, I can agree with you that there is some cheesiness to it. I can agree with Adam that Superman 2 does have some strengths. There's some better acting, believe it or not. Although some of the effects are ridiculous, like he pulls the S off of his thing and throws it, and it turns into like a shrinky dink.
Yeah,
Was it a shrinky dink?
Reinventing
Yeah.
superpowers, yes.
Yeah.
And the other problem with Superman 1 is Marlon Brando.
Oh, because he got $3 million to be
No, because he
work for-
couldn't have
8
cared
minutes?
less about. He was strictly, you
was
could have
there
held
for
the script up in front of him and had him read it one syllable at a time, and his acting would have been just as good.
True, but no one else could have played that role. He was the perfect Jor-El.
Ugh.
Who else would you put in there? Neil Diamond?
Russell
I
Crowe?
wouldn't have put anyone in. And first of all, the whole Fortress of Solitude thing was ripped off from Doc Savage, so I don't have a whole lot of respect for that to begin with. But
I'll tell you, no respect at all.
I mean, didn't even change the name. It was Doc Savage's fortress in the polar ice cap that he used to go to study and recover from his adventures. And when DC was doing Superman, they went, "Hey, good idea." So
You can't blame Marlon Brando for that.
No, I don't blame Marlon Brando for that, but it's just yet another thing that somewhat prejudices me against the movie. And Marlon Brando at his prime was one of the greatest actors on the screen, but by that point he was pretty far past his prime. he was about the same that Orson Welles was in the same era, where he would waddle on screen and do his lines and waddle
Where's
back
my
off
check?
again.
Where's my check?
Yeah.
Well, we'll end this. We can end this on this, and I will just say that anytime I'm wearing khaki pants and a white dress shirt, that's my.
I'm sure we're going to say underoos, but go ahead.
That's my. And in my brain, it was always khaki pants and a white shirt. And I always said, "This is I lost my Superman powers outfit." But in the movie, if I'm not mistaken, it's actually black pants and a button-down shirt and a khaki jacket. And I love when he goes into the diner at the end of the movie and beats the shit out of that guy. He's like, "Oh, I've been working out."
Well, and to give Michael props, I love the Saint T-shirt.
Oh, there you go. He loves
The
your
Saint.
T-shirt.
Oh,
The Saint.
Oh.
nice.
I mean, that's the Saint logo.
Yeah. Well, it originally was just a stick figure, but I added the halo because
Oh,
the
okay.
Saint.
He does
so
a lot of
it's a trademark violation, is what you're saying.
Nice.
No. Just a halo.
So now we do have a cool topic tonight,
Yes.
and I think we have the perfect crowd to talk about this stuff.
Oh, I agree with that.
And,
All right. So may I introduce?
You may do you have a bumper of any sort?
I don't have a bumper for this topic. That seems like a bit of much. But I had emailed or I had texted Dan earlier this week with the idea of our topic for tonight, which is media, personal media. How do you own your personal media? Do you own your personal media? Have you gone completely streaming? And that's movies, that's music, that's
It's all on my Zune.
and that's the question, right? So the question is, Spotify, Netflix. I was talking to a friend earlier today, and she was like, I don't know, we just don't watch movies anymore. And I'm like, well, do you even own any movies anymore? And she's like, oh no, we got rid of all of our DVDs. And I'm like, so you are now, you've gotten rid of the question of what do you want to watch and replaced it with what's available. Right? And it's like, well, yeah, of course you're not watching movies much anymore, unless you're just going to go on Netflix because you're desperate to watch something.
It's like we faced with, I remember at least one or two of the movie nights you guys hosted last year now, where you'd check on something like Just Watch and say, oh, that's streaming on Amazon Prime. Great, we can watch it. And you go to watch it 4 days later and it's gone.
God.
That kept happening though. It's like we say it and then they cancel it the next day.
And so this was sort of my question, because I've been, I have my own issues with all the streaming services for music, but I know, some people, like the people who live in my house, that's all they know is what can they tell the Echo to play. And so the idea of even going onto those services and making playlists, which may or may not retain all the songs that are supposed to be available, but suddenly aren't available and they're gone from your playlists. So I was curious to hear people's thoughts on, do you own books, movies,
I own
TV
books?
Shows? You own books. Well,
you own board games.
You could always get your books from iBooks, and load them up on your, Kindle Nook or whatever, and not own a book, or
I would even add to that is, do you have? Because here's what I do now. I'm to the point where if it can't be on my phone, I don't bother. Like I have a Kindle. I don't use it. I have a Kindle app on my phone. And I've actually read things on my phone, even though it's small. I just, whoop, and make it bigger. But my music is there. My Sirius XM is there. Every one of my apps for, Netflix, Hulu, CBS All Access, Disney Plus, Peacock, all of them are on my phone. And I have nothing anymore. Like, I was collecting DVDs for the longest time. I had, I think at one point, like 400 DVDs. I made a huge collection. I went to Blockbuster and bought Previously Viewed and just went with a crazy collection.
I just sold 50 of them at a garage sale a couple weeks ago.
What'd you get?
Your own CDs or DVDs? What are you talking about?
DVDs. Yeah, I stream everything now. There's a few on Amazon that I will buy because you have to have the Maltese Falcon, you have to have Princess Bride, and you have to have
Howard the Duck.
Howard the Duck.
A Christmas Story.
I mean, if you have TBS, you have a Christmas Story every year when you need it, because it's
except
nonstop.
when you watch, there's multiple reasons that I buy what I buy, and there's some things I don't bother buying. In some cases, it's because, like Criterion Collection Blu-rays, where the extras are sometimes just fascinating, and you can't get them anywhere else except on some of the physical media. The other reason is because of, I'm going to call it censorship, because it's not censorship, revisionism. So you want to go watch some stuff on Disney Plus now, and you find certain scenes have been deleted or changed or altered, or Han doesn't shoot at all now, and so you there's things I want to own on physical media because I want to retain them regardless what the powers that be decide ultimately changes they should make to them.
I understand that.
Harper makes a good point. There's a way to listen or watch anything. Sometimes it happens to not be legal.
Well, that is true. You might be able to find things.
Nobody here said he never gotten any of those letters, I'm sure.
But the question is then, do you retain those things or do you watch them and delete them, right? Even the things you might have attained digitally, I mean, so, being a DJ, I have a very large music collection of MP3s, Apple lossless files, almost 600,000 music files, and
you paid for each and every one of those.
Of course, but
the
business expense.
But it becomes such an overwhelming collection that I have to have a 12 terabyte hard drive to hold all that music. And I don't know if that is what normal people would ever do. And I feel like that digital age, because I feel like there are going to be purists who want their vinyl, or they want a CD, or they want that kind of collection. But how many people, because there was a brief era in the early 2000s where people were curating MP3 collections. And
like I said, jokingly, Zune. And that's one of the reasons I don't buy. I will stream occasionally, not often. I own physical media for a lot of things. I have files for a lot of things. Either I've purchased or downloaded or ripped myself. What I will not do is purchase copy protected items. So, for example, the old Plays for Sure from Microsoft with their Zune, where people paid real money for these songs, and then at one point Microsoft we're not supporting it anymore, and in 2 years we're turning off the server and you won't be able to play your own music anymore. But I paid for that. Yeah, we don't care. I don't do that.
That's what I liked about Amazon Music was, as soon as I downloaded the app onto my phone, all of a sudden all the stuff that I had paid for through iTunes was now in my Amazon file.
And they're just MP3s. They're just
they're downloaded. You can download them locally if you choose to do so.
Right.
Yeah. And they're not copyright protected, and they're not some weird proprietary format that only plays on a Rio
that needs to connect to their licensing server every time you go to play it to see if it'll unlock it for you.
I tend to buy a lot of my music from Apple just because of the convenience factor of the interface that connects to what I use for DJing. And while it does come down in a proprietary format, you can convert it. While that file is protected, you can convert it to an MP3 that's not protected.
Well, I love the fact that my little CD that came out is on everything. Like there's no physical version of it. And if you say, Alexa, play, and you say my name, it will, I don't want to do it right now because it'll start playing it. It will play, one of the 14 tracks, and I will, the local theater will make a tenth of a penny each and every time.
Alexa, play Dan Rosenberg. Instead, it'll go playing Dr. Rosen.
Ooh.
Dr. Rosenpenis.
So Harper mentions having DVDs and playing them on a laptop, which means she doesn't play them on a DVD player, which is fine until you eventually get a laptop that doesn't have a DVD player anymore. Because so many computers you buy now don't have any drives on them.
They're going to save weight and cost. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I think music is among the more interesting because it's simultaneously running in two different directions. You go back 10 years and the CD was king. Now people are either going streaming in one direction where they don't have anything that they own, or they're going to vinyl to have the biggest possible collection of the largest media they can have.
I have some vinyl. I have this on vinyl.
Yeah, I'm playing your copy of this on vinyl. It's on 78, actually. You
need that sewing. Now, Harper and Adam, I see you guys are in the comments. Why not join in? We do have a game tonight.
Oh, we do have a game. We have a music-related game, actually. A full music-related game.
I don't know if Margaret told you, Eric. She went downstairs to check on our Trivial Pursuit games, and we did have the Young Players edition, and I think it's the silver screen edition.
Ooh. Yeah, she did offer those up, so we'll have to figure out a way to.
I could always do the quiz some night. That way you could actually.
That would be lovely. I would appreciate that.
Adam's mentioning Spotify. By the way, the podcast of this show, not this show, the Monday night show, is available on Spotify, as is Clutch Radio, as is the comedy album. So all of it is available on Spotify.
Spotify is a nice service. My issue with particular with music, I think when you sign up for Netflix, you understand that you're getting a movie available for a certain amount of time and it's likely to go away. I think with Spotify, you don't expect that to happen with music, especially when you can make playlists of like your favorite songs or maybe your makeout music or whatever you're going to make, and then go back there later and find out that like half the songs are no longer there. Or worse, and this happened to me with every streaming service because I've tried them all, is it's no longer in my playlist because somehow their license agreement changed with that artist. And if I go to that artist page, well, that song is back on their page, but for a brief period it went away, and then when they re-added it, it's no longer
going on your playlist.
And so it's like, well, if I want to continually rebuild playlists, because my makeup playlist is pretty long, so I need to make sure I gotta go back in there because otherwise it's over.
I thought it was about 5 minutes.
95 minutes, yeah.
Make out, not finish.
Like I said, on my phone, on my Amazon Music, which is my main one, I started doing playlists, and then I realized it's more fun just to put all songs on shuffle. It's like my own radio station in a way, and every once in a while a song comes up, I'm like, how the hell did I download that?
But you don't want to. You have to be careful with that. You don't want to have a make-out playlist and all of a sudden have Dan Rosenberg coming up from his comedy album right in the middle of your
That is kind of funny that does happen.
I'm sure it does happen. And you get to hear yourself.
These are new. I don't actually need them for this. Like I can see everybody.
See, it's right there.
And that's streaming on what platforms right now?
It's on every platform. It literally
on every platform. Make sure you search for Dan Rosenberg.
I don't think you can find it. You cannot find it. And then the CD cover art by Eric Sheamer.
That is
king of all media.
Did assist with the The cover art. All right.
And opening. Oh, and the opening first track is you're introducing me.
True, my introduction, recorded live from here for a concert that happened
before you had that microphone.
That is also true. It could be so much better now.
I can't believe how many songs I have on here and how many of them are from the 80s. I might just play an 80s channel. That really is all that's on there.
Yes, you really don't want a Tainted Love coming up in the middle of your makeout playlist. It's just...
Well, maybe you do. I don't know.
You guys still playing music to make out? I mean, get in the back seat of your car. I mean, what's happening? Are you still making out? I guess that's the question.
I guess. So what size car are you driving too?
I got a Kia Soul. It's an electric car.
I got a minivan. All right. Okay. Well, this ties into our.
We've thrown Michael over the edge.
Well, he doesn't get. We're old married men, Michael. So there's, we're not extras on porno sets.
All right. So we all can't live that life.
How long we been on? How long we been on? 30 minutes to get there.
30 minutes.
Oh, well, we have to make a new opening for you.
Anything for a buck.
That's what she said.
Oh yeah.
I like the one we have now. It's fun.
Well, speaking of intros and openings,
absolutely. Here we go. Here's yet another visitor night to help play our game. Jeez. All right, I'm gonna turn that off. Hello.
I think you're advertising cologne or perfume. It's really
that's the one that doesn't end. I was sitting there playing the harp.
I thought I replaced that one.
And Charlize Theron comes out of the pool and
I like
you, Harper. How you doing?
I'm doing good. I will say I have to leave by 7, but you guilted me to join, so I did.
Well, you can join the game.
Yeah, I want to play the game.
I think we're ready to play a game. All right, let me add.
I wish Adam would join, but since he won't, I'm going to play his intro anyway because it does ask the question. Where is Adam?
Where is Adam? We have no idea.
Who's Rick to go with that?
Rick has to earn his.
All right, so we do have a game tonight. As you know, I've been raiding my gaming closet to try to find some stuff. And last week we played Historical Trivial Pursuit, which did not work out so well, and that game was donated. So, but since I was in the Trivial Pursuit section of my closet, I did pull out yet another Trivial Pursuit game. This is Music Trivial Pursuit, and this game is from 1985.
Oh yeah.
Oh boy.
All right,
yeah. See, we're gonna do some music trivia. See,
historical musical Trivial Pursuit.
Yeah.
So keep in mind, all of these questions are written in 1985. So now I did make up a little graphic here so we can look at our topics. Now I will say I have curated all the questions tonight.
Good.
So
wasn't too great last time.
they're not all super easy, but they're all ones that I felt were at least somewhat reasonable. And last week we tried to play Run the Card, which was a disaster. And so this week, the twist is going to be if you miss a question, we're going to go around the board, and the first person who can answer it on the board will get the point. And if nobody can and it comes back to you, you get the point.
Okay, I like that.
Oh, that's fine.
So if you get stuck with a question so hard nobody knows it, we're going to give you a point anyway.
We're going to give you a point. Absolutely. Right. So I thought that was.
like that.
Did you remove the multiple choice ones?
There are.
Because that would,
No, I did not. Now, some of the categories, I really could not find a lot of really good ones. So some categories might close as we play,
right.
depending on which category you all like.
And weird that there's no 70s or current music here.
Well, after the Beatles is your 70s to current.
Mm-hmm.
Cover notes, I really don't understand why that's called cover notes.
I would assume I would assume it's stuff about a band like you would read on the back of an album cover.
That makes sense. There you go. That's a logical, because I've read the question, so I do understand what would be logical. Because I'm like
liner notes.
You're right. This would be like liner
Make
notes.
sure I understand something. When you say from 60s till current, you really mean from 60s till
85.
35 years ago.
That is
84,
correct.
so yes. Uh-huh.
That is correct.
Next week, can we do one from this century?
If you've got a game and you want to play, that'd be great. These are the ones we own.
The next category will be auto tune. Yes.
But these will because of how many cards I had to toss aside that weren't appropriate for this game. It was like, what was Gershwin's mother's name? We're not
Gertrude.
Wasn't it Ira?
Gertrude Gershwin.
All right, so we're gonna go around the board here. We're gonna
Can I say one thing real quick? I think the whole reason we're doing this with old Trivia Pursuit games is because Eric made this. And if you don't have old ones, that doesn't make sense.
It's not nearly as good.
Yeah, you can't do current event.
Michael, we'll let you go first, though. So all we need to do is choose a category.
Who's
Wait, I'm going first?
I'm gonna let Michael go first. Michael was the first to join us.
Let's do it.
All right, let's move this around. So we have the order we're going to go in.
I'm going to go 50s.
There we go. That should be the order.
All right, you're gonna go 50s. I got to remember how I organize these. Okay, here we go. I went with the 50s. That's an interesting choice. Okay, what coaster classics opens? Take out the papers in the trash, or you don't get no spinning.
Yeah, don't go back.
That is correct. You see how easy this is?
That's an easy one.
You should have just said yakety yak, and then I would
had to
have
watch
said,
WandaVision to know that one.
Right now, if I pick another question, get it wrong, do I lose the points?
No, you don't get another question. That was your turn. We move on to Dave.
Oh, okay.
That was your turn. Yeah, we're gonna keep it simple. I'm not.
We like simple here.
Yeah, we're gonna go with simple. So Dave.
60s.
All right, here we go. I'm going to pick a random 60s question. Your 60s question is, what parody of On Top of Old Smoky was a hit for Tom Glazer and the Children's Chorus?
On Top of Spaghetti?
That is correct. Very nice.
wow.
All covered with cheese?
That is
Spaghetti.
So Damon, you're going to go next? Is that what I'm...
That
You
would
may
be
have
hard.
over-curated.
Harper. Okay.
I'll do After the Beatles.
All right, After the Beatles.
Like that.
Okay, here we go.
Circle this.
This is as current as we get. After the Beatles.
I'm going for current. That's all I have.
All right, well, I got to go to the right pile.
Current
Okay,
or the 80s, I guess.
here we go. What? Oh.
Shit. No.
What new wave band is named for a British unemployment benefits form?
I'm leaving, actually. See you guys.
That was one of the harder ones, but that's
Wait,
all right.
you might get the point though.
You might get. We'll see if you.
So I'm going to say I don't know.
You're gonna pass, Dan.
I believe it is the British form called the flock of seagulls form. When you're unemployed.
That would be incorrect. Michael.
Devo.
That would also be incorrect.
Is it UB40?
It is UB40.
Damn.
Wow.
Close. So close, it almost got back to you.
Red wine.
That's okay.
How about that, right? All right, so that's how it works. I think that's pretty good. I think that adds a level of interestingness to this. All right, Dan.
I'm going to also go with After the Beatles.
After the Beatles. All right, I'm trying to pick a random one from the pile here. Okay, After the Beatles. Which member of Van Halen sports the hairiest chest? And this is 1985.
David Lee Roth.
Correct.
Ironically, the top of his head, not so hairy anymore.
Not so much. So at the end of the first round, Dave leads with 2. And we'll go back to Michael.
All right, 50s again.
50s again. All right, make sure I get the right ones. All right. I'm going to do my best on these. Who were Angelo Diello, Freddie Milano, and Carlo Mastriango to Dion.
The Belmonts.
That is correct.
Wow, Dion and the Belmonts.
Oh, you guys don't understand. I love 50s music.
I see. I'm going to blow through my little stack of 50s music pretty quick because a lot of those questions are really hard.
Just to test our waters, let's try cover notes.
All right, cover notes.
Cover your notes, everybody. Cover your notes.
Cover your notes. Here we go. Whose face didn't Lucille Ball want to see on the cover of the Stones' Some Girls? Whose face didn't Lucille Ball?
There were multiple pictures censored from that album cover, and they had to reissue it. But if Lucille Ball didn't want to see it on there, then, and I'm guessing it's the way it's phrased, it wasn't her, although it could have been. I'm going to say Desi Arnaz.
Yeah.
All right, that is incorrect. Harper.
That's what I was going to say. That's my
someone
only
else.
guess. I don't know anyone else.
Dan.
Vivian Vance. She didn't want Ethel's picture on there.
What about Fred?
Michael?
Yeah.
William
Michael,
Frawley.
Yep.
Michael?
Repeat the question once more.
Okay. Whose face didn't Lucille Ball want to see on the cover of the Stones' Some Girls?
Her daughter?
Dave gets the point. It was Lucille Ball's.
That was a really
Funny.
weirdly
Lucille
phrased question.
Ball.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have a good time with that. Heads up.
That was great.
Clever.
Game developers, yeah, they had a good time.
Yeah, they had a good time. So keep that in mind as we move forward. Harper.
I'll do Your Mother Should Know.
Oh, your mother should
That's
know.
probably Beatles questions would be my guess.
No, actually, your mother should know is pre-50s.
Oh,
God.
So for Harper, that's your great grandmother should
It's
know.
literally not even my mom. Yeah. So.
Harper, what Christmas song exalts glory to the newborn king?
The name of the song?
Yeah, the name of the song.
Peace on Earth?
No, Dan?
Joy to the world.
Oh.
No.
nope.
Michael?
The Lord has.
Hold on. 'Cause I thought it was Peace on Earth. Give me a second. What's the
Do it.
lyric again you said?
Okay. What Christmas song exalts glory to the newborn king?
Lord.
Glory to the newborn king. Peace on Earth. The Lord towards man. I just saw it. Give this damn title.
Silver bell. No.
Stop. Don't do that. You're messing me up.
I know.
The newborn king. Peace on Earth.
I'm dreaming.
King of a war.
Hark the Herald Angels sing.
There
Yes, that's it.
Excellent.
I was wanting a free point there.
If we had a time limit, you wouldn't have got it.
That was almost, yeah, that was close. All right, Dan.
You guys kept messing with me by singing other songs.
Well, it's
Yeah,
tricky because
exactly.
Playing mind games.
it's so tricky because that's the line that comes after the title. So it's tricky because you're trying to go back to Hark the Herald Angels Sing. All right, Dan.
I'm gonna go with the. I'm gonna go after the Beatles again.
All right, after the Beatles. Here is your question. What Kiss hit was inspired by Peter Criss's wife, Lydia?
It was Linda. It's spelled with a Y. That would be Beth.
Lydia. It says Lydia here.
Lydia? I thought it was Linda. It is Beth, though. And the original was his girlfriend, Becky. And it was Beck, I hear you calling. And it was not a love song. It was like, quit bitching at me. But Beth is the song you're talking about, correct?
Is correct. Yes, absolutely. Okay. And around 2, we have a tie between Michael and David, tied at 3. All right. So, Michael.
I'm sticking with 50s.
Stick with the 50.
You
Okay.
calling. I gotta put a
Although
towel.
I intended to do Your Mother Should Know, but I'm going to stick with 50s.
What did Frank Sinatra lose for the first time at the Copacabana on April 26, 1950?
His virginity. Sorry.
But
Ruin it.
What did Frank Sinatra lose for the
They
first
lose
time
for the first time.
at the Copacabana in
Cabana.
What's
Respect
the rest of the
Sammy
question?
Davis Jr.
What did Frank Sinatra lose for the first time at the Copacabana on April 26, 1950?
wow 1950.
I should have answered that as Paul Linda.
He lost the Frank Sinatra lookalike contest.
His virginity.
Incorrect. Dave.
What did he lose?
His toupee.
I'm not going to say his temper because he lost that a lot of times.
But this was just the first time. No,
Not in 1950. Top billing?
that is incorrect. Harper.
A good
I
guess.
was just gonna guess like he lost like the words of the song or like lost his place. Something
No,
like that.
that is not correct. Dan.
He lost his heart in San Francisco. Tony Bennett.
That's Tony Bennett.
So Michael gets the point. What would a singer lose?
His voice.
His
They
voice.
lose their voice.
Oh,
That's
shit.
correct.
Oh,
Both said at the same time.
So Dave,
Yes. Let's go with anything goes. Let's see what it's like.
let's see what's that. Okay, I don't have a ton of these because this is the
Okay.
interesting category.
Just to put my toe in the water.
Was this potpourri or is this musicals? Is it
It's
potpourri?
literally anything goes.
Okay.
All right. What a singer-songwriter was the first woman to study philosophy at Japan's Gukashin University?
I thought you curated these. You left that question in.
I did.
Yeah.
I did. And if I left that question in, it's because it was curated.
You
Okay.
should know them. Yeah.
I've got a couple of choices. I'll go with Joni Mitchell.
No.
Debbie Gibson.
Harper.
I have no guess. Sorry.
Dan.
I'm gonna go with Yoko Ono.
That is correct.
Seems obvious.
Nice.
Singer songwriter? She wasn't a singer songwriter.
Yes, she writes it. Here's what she
Hey.
writes.
She sings
writes-
and she writes songs. That doesn't make you a singer songwriter.
To the people at Trivial Pursuit, it does.
I mean, Gene Simmons is not a singer songwriter.
If you write a song and you sing it, you are a singer songwriter.
I think that's
that
fun
was-
advice. Harper. What category would you like?
Let's go anything goes again.
All right. Oh, anything goes again. All right.
Again.
Okay, here we go. All right. This is kind of multiple choice.
Love when you laugh before it, like, oh
Yeah.
god.
It'll
Sorry.
never make it to me then.
That's well, I guess it could. Which member of Crosby, Stills, Nash, and Young noted, I started life as a chubby kid and things never got much better.
I'd have a guess for that one.
Good.
I do too.
So Crosby, Stills, Nash, or Young.
One of us is going to get it right.
Let's go young.
That is incorrect.
No, not Young.
No,
Dan?
he had a high voice. I'm going to go with Crosby because he's
Yes.
kind of a large.
That would have been my
A
guess.
little chunky, yes, absolutely. So he would be number 4.
Another.
He was
bonus
also the
point
one
for
with
me.
the strongly addictive personality traits, so I'd expect him to be an overweight kid.
All right, Dan.
It's just been too easy, so I'm not going to do it this time. I'm going to go cover notes.
Oh, okay.
Lucille Ball.
What animated trio topped the 1960 Grammy for the Best Children's Album?
Oh, too easy.
Yeah, I would believe that would be
Yeah.
Alvin, Simon, and Theodore, the Chipmunks.
That is correct.
That's what I would have guessed.
The
Nice.
Chipmunks. Very
Wait,
nicely.
isn't it Dave Seville's Alvin and the Chipmunks?
Actually, according to the card, it's just the Chipmunks.
And Dave Seville wasn't his real name.
Round, Dan has pulled into the lead with 5.
Nice.
Yeah. So, Michael, I believe
Your mother should know.
Your mother should know. Okay.
Branching out.
How dare you?
In cave drawings in Europe.
All
Listen,
right.
I
Mother
figure
should know.
either I'll get it or it'll be so hard nobody gets it.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, man. Okay. What Oklahoma hit exalts? I got a beautiful feeling. Everything's going my way.
Everything's coming up roses.
That is incorrect.
Oh, what a beautiful morning.
Oh, what a beautiful morning. That is
Son of a
correct.
bitch.
Oh, what a beautiful morning.
And I was a musical
The corn
theater
is as
man.
high
You would think I
as
would
a
know.
hill up inside.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out what band was called Oklahoma. Like, I've heard of Kansas. Yeah, I've
Okay.
heard of Alabama. I've never heard of the band Oklahoma.
I haven't done After the Beatles yet. Let's do After the Beatles.
All right, let's go after the Beatles.
Wings. Oh, I might have just ruined it.
Yeah, no.
Who did Walter Mondale say may have been born to run, but he wasn't born yesterday?
Well, there's no clues in there, are there? I'm going to say that nice young Jewish boy, Bruce Springsteen.
That is correct. Bruce Springsteen. Born to run.
Geraldine Ferraro.
All right, Harper.
I'll
I don't
do
think
cover
Bruce is
notes.
Jewish.
Cover notes. Okay.
I'm going for my strategy is to get no points at all. I don't know if that was clear. I'm going for 0. I don't want
0.0.
Yes.
What producer of Ike and Tina Turner's River Deep Mountain High briefly quit for lack of U.S. response?
Who knows producers? Like what? No, that can go to Dan.
See, well, this is good. This is good because you wanted to not get any points.
You're keeping consistent.
That was a great question. Dan, do you know any producers?
I'm going to say Quincy Jones.
That is incorrect. Michael.
Reread the question.
He always needs to reread the question.
What producer
Should have done that.
of the Ike and Tina Turner River Deep Mountain High briefly quit for lack of U.S. response?
What's the host's name? I can't remember his name. Damn it. Barry something.
Quincy Jones. I love that Quincy Jones.
Barry something? Barry Gordy? Is that what you think? Barry Gordy?
Yeah, Barry Gordy.
Yeah, that's not it. Dave?
I believe it is the now late Phil Spector.
It is Phil Spector. Absolutely.
He
Nice.
died like last week.
The murderer.
The murderer. That's right.
Yes.
Exactly.
Convicted murderer.
All right. That's back to Dan
Oh.
because that was a stumper for Harper.
After the Beatles, Ed. Can I have After the Beatles, please?
After the-
Alex.
You are correct, sir.
It's gonna shuffle these.
Ugh.
Right there.
He's going to shuffle them.
I shuffled them off.
What are we playing till? 7 points?
I think we're gonna go all the way to 10 or
By the way,
whatever comes first.
by the way, we're playing Pussruit. I just noticed. Historical music trivial Pussruit.
No.
Yes, absolutely.
Gotta play the Pussruit. You gotta play the Pussruit.
We're gonna ruin it all for everybody. Okay.
Stop touching your Pussruit.
Oh, yeah.
No.
No.
Are you ready? All right. What president invited Johnny Cash and Carl Perkins to the White House to perform A Boy Named Sue?
Which one did I pick?
This is after the Beatles.
Wow. All right. So I'm gonna
You don't know
go.
this one?
I'm gonna say it was Nixon.
It was Nixon. Jeez.
It was Tricky Dicky.
Oh, that
I like
I
a
thought-
boy named Sue.
All right. At the end of the round, we have a tie between Dan and Dave at 6.
Next point
Michael is
wins.
4. Michael's a 4, and Harper is successfully maintaining her status
Egg for
Um,
me.
having no score. Okay,
Just wait, Dave,
Michael.
if we do millennials music, y'all have no chance. I'll just say
No.
that right now.
I won't disagree with you.
All right, Michael.
What are we
I'm going to go back to Your Mother Should Know.
Oh, your mother should know. Okay.
Because I'm not going to win, but I want to hear the questions.
Got a handful of cards left. Okay, for that one.
You could. You
All
could
right.
get. You could have 3 points.
What animated visitor comes to town with Rudy Toot Toots and Rummy Tum Tums?
What But animated visual comes down. Rudy Toot Toot. Rummy Tum Tum.
I know it.
I can't find it. It's in there. I can't find it.
Look up. Look up.
Nope.
Look down.
Rudy Toot Toot and Rummy Tum Tums. Rudy Toot Toot and Rummy Tum Tums. I'm fucking drawing a blank.
Okay.
Frosty the Snowman.
All right, Dave.
You got close.
You did get very close.
Santa Claus.
That is the Santa Claus. It's coming to
Santa
town.
Claus is coming.
Rudy Toot Toot.
All right, Dave.
Let's go back to the 60s. We have been neglecting it.
We have been neglecting the 60s
For good
a
reason.
bit.
Some of the best music ever.
Dave, who recorded the album Dusty in Memphis?
That would be Dusty Springfield.
That would be correct. All right, Harper.
Okay, this is my last question, then I have to go.
Okay.
But so I'll do After the Beatles again.
All right, let's do After the Beatles. I'm gonna pick a random one here for you. All right, it's again a multiple choice.
Oh, good. Okay.
Who recorded the LP Blondes Have More Fun? Blondie, Rod Stewart, or Sting?
There's no way that can come to me. It's a 3 per multiple choice.
Two people might
You're like an 8-point lead. You're saying
So say all 3 again.
Okay, Blondie, Rod Stewart, or Sting?
You shouldn't even need a multiple choice for this one.
Shut up, Dave.
Madonna.
I'll go Sting.
That is incorrect. You kept your record alive, Dad.
Now you could go with the obvious and say it was Blondie, but I believe it is Rod Stewart.
It is Rod Stewart.
Gotcha.
Which
I didn't-
contained
I
the
thought
hit
Blondie
single,
was
Do
on
You
that.
Think I'm Sexy?
You did.
I was going to guess Madonna.
And you won.
My strategy actually was for Dan to win. So
Thank you.
Ooh.
Well, I'm now tied. I have to get this one right, or we're
yeah,
still tied.
yeah, you're actually one behind.
all right. Well, good luck, everybody. I'm gonna go.
Thank you, Harper.
Thank you.
But see you guys.
Great
Bye.
seeing you.
All right, Dan. Whoa.
I thought, oh, that's weird looking. I thought we were at. Well, that should not do that.
That's all right. We can.
Oh, I guess it would do that. Here, I know how to fix it. I know how to fix it.
All right.
Uh,
Fix it.
there, do it again. Well, I think
The 3 amigos. Apparently, we have 3 amigos. So if you want to use the 3 amigos category,
there we go.
okay. Dan, it is your choice. Now, Dave got an extra point, so that's why he's pulled ahead.
So he's at 7.
He is at 8.
Oh, he's at 8.
You were at 7.
Yeah, you just got 7th.
I'm at 7. So if I get this wrong,
If you get this, we'll be tied.
if I get this, we're tied. If I get it wrong, it's over.
Well, no, because we're playing till 10.
I thought we were playing at 7. Oh, till 7 p.m.
Till 7 o'clock, but that was if we were going to try to keep Harper in the game. But since she's
Okay.
gone, we'll play till 10.
Oh, okay. So Michael
10
has a chance.
o'clock. That's
10 o'clock your time.
Just buckle in.
Well, it's almost 10 o'clock your time.
yes.
That is
I'm
true.
gonna go with I'm gonna try to do what I know, and that's After the Beatles.
All right, let's do it after the Beatles.
If you want my body and you think I'm sexy.
No thanks.
What Paul Simon number claims, I got a Nikon camera. I love to take a photograph.
Dave knows it. I am totally blanking on everything, but you can call me Al. Hold on a second. I've got a song in my head. I'm hearing.
Diamonds on the soles of her shoes.
Dun, 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 dun.
Santa Claus is coming.
Still crazy after all.
The Sound of Silence. That's what's in my head.
Incorrect. Michael.
Kodachrome.
Oh, there it is. Michael, nice job. Yes, go to Chrome. Nice job. Okay.
How many points do I have?
You have 5 points. It's totally doable.
These two guys.
Round, you've got 5. Dan has
This
7.
genius has to screw up 4 times. He won't.
Yeah.
Believe me, I'm going to screw up. I only win by luck.
Genius.
That's
Not you.
Lucille Ball.
All right,
That was a trick
Dave.
question. Dave, that was a trick question.
Oh,
It was
sorry.
really bad.
That was a very bad trick question, but I wouldn't have put it on there if it was some random person from the 60s. You know,
Right, I'm gonna go back through your
Someone had
money.
to make sense. You know. All right. So, Michael, category.
Your mother should know. He's
Oh, sorry about that. I was sleeping. Okay. Let's find out what your mother knows. Okay.
It's English, I believe.
I believe so.
Bagpipe
I'm trying to why did I pick this one? Okay. Where is it that quote the dreams that you dream, the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true? Where is it that quote the dreams that you dare to dream really do come true?
Over the rainbow.
That is correct.
Yep.
Wow. I'll just say when you're young at heart.
well done, Judy.
All right, Dave.
Haven't done cover notes in a while. Let's do that.
Let's do
Oh, he
cover.
was actually looking at the things below him. That's funny. Let's see.
What Christopher Cross chart topper has the parenthetical title? I'm just going to let that go. Parenthetical title, The Best That You Can Do.
Arthur's theme.
That is correct.
Yeah.
Nice.
Best that you can do is Arthur's theme.
Between the moon and
New York City. I know it's crazy, but it's true. Why are we singing like Aaron Neville? If you get caught between the moon and New York City.
Right, Dan.
New York City.
City.
All the girls I've loved.
Travels in and out my doors. I'm glad they came. Let's see. Along. Sorry, I forgot to finish. I'm gonna go with cover notes. Sounds like something exciting.
Cover notes.
Cover notes.
Okay. And your cover note is what eternally youthful entrepreneur's autobiography is Rock, Roll, and Remember?
That would be Dick Clark.
That
The
would
one, the only, the ageless, unfortunately now deceased Dick Clark.
but he still looks fabulous.
Well, he's definitely ageless now.
That's very true. All right, so we've got Dave at 9, Dan at 8, Michael at 6. Where do you want to go, Michael?
50s.
50s. Okay. What Philadelphia DJ did Life magazine say could make almost any record?
Oh, crap. I know when I hear the answer, I'm going to be pissed. Wolfman Jack.
That is incorrect, Dave.
Alan King.
Incorrect, Dan.
I'm gonna guess Alan Freed.
That is incorrect. Michael gets the point. It is Dick Clark.
Oh,
That's another trick question.
I was gonna go.
Came up back to back is completely random.
It was surprisingly Lucille Ball.
Dick Clark was my first thought, but I said, no, it can't be because he wasn't a TV host.
I thought it was gonna be Rick Dees.
All right. Let's do 60s to try to put this away.
All right. Ooh, confidence. I like that. Okay.
Try, I said, to try to put this away. That's not confidence.
Well, some of them are easier than others. What Beach Boys song wishes almost all of the U.S. girls could be somebody else?
I don't know. What state of mind would you have to be in to sing that? I guess it would be California Girls.
That would be correct. So Dave walks away with a victory.
Wanna
Give Dan his last question or no?
Sure, we can give Dan
Finish
one
the
final
round.
question. What would you like to hear, Dan?
Oh, I'll do the after the Beatles.
After the Beatles. What does Joan Jett love in a 1982 #1 song?
I
Lobster
believe
bisque.
yada yada yada. I mentioned the bisque. I believe she loves. I almost said Rocky Road, rock and roll. I was so close to
And who
Rocky Road.
doesn't?
Rocky
Who
Road.
doesn't?
Don't say Rocky Road.
This was actually much better than I thought it was going to be.
A parade? She loves a parade.
She loves a parade. Who doesn't love a parade? She loves a beautiful morning.
Yes.
Nice. So Dan ends with 9. That was fun. That wasn't bad. Maybe I will hold on to the cards for a little bit longer. But we will also work on trying to find some modern music trivia.
I wonder if they ever brought out a more recent edition of that. I mean, even if you just get into the 21st century, it'd be helpful.
By the way, I posted earlier Michael's link to his review, and then he just mentioned it as well. Depends on what page you're on, because I can't post to my personal page on this page. I think, and I don't know.
I hope the review is more entertaining than the movie.
Oh, no offense to Michael, it can't not be, but it is.
Sadly true.
Yes, very low bar was set,
but it's very good. His review is very good. I definitely recommend it. Some of the harder questions on here were truly amazing. For example, who went from teen idol into the 50s to teen teacher in the movie Grease?
I know.
Do you really?
I think
it was Frankie Avalon.
It was not.
No, Frankie Avalon.
Oh, right, he wasn't a teacher. That's right, he wasn't a teacher.
It was Sid Caesar.
It was Tab Hunter, and that's actually one of the easier ones.
Tab Hunter, good actor too.
I just watched Grease like 2 days ago.
It's the word.
Yeah,
you look like a professor when you're bent over there, Eric. You got the headphones on. You're so serious with the glasses. You're class.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Bueller.
Yeah, I saw quite a few. I literally spent an hour going through these cards.
Well, I swear we used to play that set at your parents' house.
Wow.
And people did stop playing with me eventually.
Yeah,
that is my era and my probably my best genre. There are other areas Hope would absolutely rake me over the coals on, but I usually did pretty well in music.
Yeah, I mean, some of these, like, you just be dumbfounded. I think, these are just crazy, but a lot of good music ones, and some that, it's funny is that I did actually pick a lot that were just lyrics, but we didn't hit very many of those.
See, and I actually didn't know that UB40 was named after an unemployment form. I was just trying to think of a new wave band that had a name that could have been a form.
Not to be confused with that famous band 1040.
I thought, no, U2 is too late. So
that's why I said Devo.
Yeah.
Devo sounds like a form.
Department of European Vernacular on Screen.
Yeah, except they're from Akron.
Good point. I thought Flock of Seagulls was definitely wrong.
Well, it could have been. You never know how crazy they are with their forms.
Now, how many of these songs and groups that we mentioned are actually in your collection, Eric? Do you ever get weddings with people asking for real oldies?
Real oldies. I mean,
not like 50s or earlier.
No, I mean, occasionally some people will choose some music like for cocktails, and they'll be very specific about
Father's Dance or something like that.
Version that they want of LOVE, that they don't want the Nat King Cole version, or they want something like that.
How could you not want the Nat King Cole version?
This is what I'm saying. And so, I mean, you get a pretty diverse group of requests in from the list, but usually their primary focus is what they want to dance to. And so obviously that tends to go, or they're picking out dinner music and cocktail music, and they're going with modern music, but more acoustic singer-songwriters, indie artists, and things like that they want to use for dinner because they're really big fans of Ben Rector. And it's like, well, you can't dance to that. But
you don't want to have Morrissey playing while you're trying to eat a nice, steak.
Well, probably.
Well, you can dance if you want to. You can leave your friends behind.
That is also true.
While you were in your friends behind,
Dan,
I have no idea.
Man. You can't sing that.
Why? Why? Because I'm wearing a hat?
Yes.
Oh, men without hats. Okay, gotcha.
Oh,
Wow.
Wow.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
Hey, are we going to talk about WandaVision today, or are we saving that for Monday?
All right, so I think we could talk. Here's what I was thinking about WandaVision, because we could probably talk for 5 or 10 minutes about WandaVision.
First 2 episodes.
But just the first 2
I've
episodes.
seen 3.
Because there was a third one on today, but it just came out today. And
We
so
did
I-
watch
I haven't seen it
Fabulous.
So I feel like we should do our best.
Oh, wait, has Dave seen the first 2?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
That you had, so that's awesome. So obviously WandaVision debuted a week ago on Disney Plus. They had 2 episodes online, and the third one released today. We're going to talk a little bit about the first 2 episodes, and I imagine get very spoilery. So if you have not seen this would be a great time to go away, and we'll see you Monday. But
By the way, it looks like it's Juan Davison.
Yeah, John's sister.
John's sister Juan. I don't know. Is this Juan Davidson? Yes. Hello, Juan Davidson.
so Adam says he's not digging it. He goes as far to say it sucks.
Wow.
I would strongly disagree with Adam, but I almost always do.
See,
So far, I haven't seen Adam voice a single opinion that is valid.
Wow.
he loved Pee-wee's. He really liked Pee-wee's Christmas special.
I repeat, I haven't seen him voice.
So he has some taste.
He loved Dead Air Live in New Orleans.
Well, that's true. And he's
So
watching this.
He's always good, and he's one of our first viewers on this show. So.
That is very true.
And
So
he's got a beard that goes
You have-
forever.
Oh, I
You
don't
have to-
dislike Adam. I like Adam. I just disagree with his opinions about movies completely.
but he is welcome to have his opinions. All right,
Sure.
first episode, largely framed in the
Dick Van Dyke.
universe.
Yeah.
Yes,
100%
including
Dick
walking
Van
through the
Dyke.
chair, which was great.
I have read some of the reviews that go, it's a lot like I Love Lucy. And everybody that's talking about it keeps comparing it to I Love Lucy. They're 100% wrong. The
It's Dick Van
kitchen
Dyke.
is 100% Dick Van Dyke's kitchen. The
Yes.
living room is almost Dick Van Dyke's living room. It's missing the ottoman. It's missing the closet in the back. And
Yeah, but it's the same basic layout as the living room, including where the
Yeah.
door is located.
Yes.
Because that was right behind there would have been the closet that Mary Tyler Moore came down on the walnuts.
right. Yes,
The set design on this show is off the charts. Like, I mean, like, it's
Wait till you see
unbelievable.
episode 3.
Apparently, Dick Van Dyke was a consultant.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome! I hadn't heard that.
Yeah.
Now
And
we
I
don't,
think-
we don't need to get into, unless there's something specific people want to talk about the Easter eggs. There are 100 million Easter eggs in this, and there are 100 million YouTube videos deep diving into all the Easter eggs that are hidden. And there's an M on a bottle of wine or whatever.
Yeah, but they all miss the Easter eggs that are homages to
Yes.
classic TV.
Yeah, I'm
none
more
of them mention that Agnes, the next door neighbor, is named after the bewitched Agnes. None of them mention that somebody's
Well-
husband was named.
Yeah, I was gonna say that Agnes thing.
She may not be named after the
Yeah, that might not
yeah.
be- There's a Marvel character
Agatha Harkness. Yeah,
that is.
I thought it was the Donnie Iris song, Agnes.
There is also a Donnie Iris song. So yeah, so
I can't hear you no more, Dan.
Agnes? Is that from
oh, yeah,
that
it's
Donnie Iris. I can't hear you no more.
Oh, you want that song? Okay. All right.
it's I will say
That
if
was
you,
like a rock.
if you were going into this expecting a continuation of the Marvel universe where it left off, which I think might be where Adam came from, it is jarring because it is very much like what's happening here? It
What's
is
going on? Yeah.
sitcom-y, and is this really going to be every week? Because and I purposely stayed away from all spoilers and trailers going into it, and so it was like a or what and then as you start to it starts to unfold, and you start to realize
It was kind of obvious from the beginning that this was something manufactured in someone's head and not real. Yeah, that was kind of obvious.
right. Well, and obviously as you transition to episode 2, where you're now in this Bewitched era, where that all the characters are still have the same names and the same
actors and the same, yeah,
right, and they're playing the same roles, but they've now jumped forward into a more Bewitched style.
And I'm not going to give anything away about episode 3, but episode 3 is not quite as clearly based on a single show, I don't think, as episodes 1 and 2 were. It's more of an era of shows.
Yeah, I think there's definitely a show it's based on.
There
is one that's probably the closest.
The set design is definitely paying tribute to a particular show.
Well, the opening of the second episode with the Bewitched opening was great.
So I thought episode 3 had
it a little bit like the Dick Sargent animation.
Yeah.
Now, did you notice this? Now here's a little bit of trivia I know. In 1965, every network decided we are now going to broadcast in color because color TVs were becoming were outselling everything else. Everybody was in color TV. So 65 was the year that the network said we're going to start broadcasting in color, and that's when a lot of TV shows started making color TV. That's why the first season of Gilligan's Island is black and white. The first season of Genie is black and white, et cetera, et cetera. But did you notice that during the episode there'd be little like flashes of red coming across the characters? It'd be black and white, but it was like a little slight red or green tint. Did any of you guys notice that?
Well, I noticed she found the helicopter.
There was there were 1 or 2 times where they sort of went out of focus slightly, like when it looked as though Wanda was maybe sort of like the rewind sequence. Like the rewind sequence, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but no, there was every scene in the second episode until there was a big splash of color at one point. But every scene had some of the black and white would have like a slight tinge, like the old cathode ray tube set.
Yeah, when they weren't quite aligned right. Yeah.
When you were watching a black and white show on a color TV, you would get some of that tint transfer to the black and white, and they added that to the second episode. It's one of the detailed touches that makes this show so good.
And then it was certainly smart to use Bewitched as the episode 2 transition to color, because as you were saying, that was one of the shows that made that leap.
Right. Another interesting thing about black and white to color was I saw, and this is not related to this whatsoever, but I saw an article about Captain Kirk's shirt was actually lime green, not yellow, and that when they did the switch to color, that was one of the first shows to come out in color. And Lucille Ball, because it was Desilu that produced it, wanted it to be the 3 main colors RGB. So it was red shirts, green shirts, and blue shirts. But
the way it was lit, it looked yellow.
It looked yellow. And there are scenes where he's wearing the one that he wears that's, covers his gut a little bit, the shawl, and those are green. So he's got the yellow and the green. So that's the funny thing with color. But I just pulled up a couple of things about WandaVision. Now, it took me until about halfway through episode 2 when I went, Wanda Vision. Oh, WandaVision. His name's Vision. Her name's Wanda. Wow.
Yes.
And I still trying to figure out how the Partridge Family got its name. I don't know.
But the commercials are interesting.
Commercials are interesting.
Well, I almost put before we started getting off onto Superman tangents, my initial name I put in StreamYard was Toastmate 2000.
Yeah, I'm very anxious to see where it goes. I'm also looking forward to once this is over to binge watch them all on a Saturday for because it is like, okay.
Well, there's apparently, again, this is not, those of you who are avoiding spoilers have probably tuned away already. There are rumors that it's sort of feeding into the Doctor Strange movie. That is the sort of direct line of progression from WandaVision into Doctor Strange. Yeah.
But when is that's not due for
it's this year, I think, isn't it? I think it's 2021.
So they say. But yeah.
Well, yeah, they already pushed James Bond back again. No, it is 2022. It's next year.
Okay, so that's all.
Wait, no. Supposedly, well, it depends how out of date this is. It was supposed to be released in May, but yeah.
But since they moved Black Widow,
it's now been forced to March of next year.
Yowzers.
Looks like.
Yeah, so that would be a long. I mean, but they've been, they already had these in the can, maybe, or they had these episodes shot, and they were planning on it coming out in May. So it could be that was their intent.
Well, and they had to do something to try to, as you were pointing out, Eric, about the long gap between movies. This is something they can do.
Yes,
because for one thing, this does. Even though if you watch the full credits at the end, it's like movie credits. It goes on for about 5 minutes. It is ridiculous. But the cast in this, compared to the cast of one of their movies, is so small. This is 8 to 10 people at most. So they can film this much more easily, even with a quarantine, than they could one of the movies.
Yeah.
And they're clearly using a lot of blue screen.
Oh, obviously, yes. Yeah.
The other thing that's interesting, though, is, like you said, the credits are so long, and you think that there's a post scene, but it's all like, this is who did it in Spanish, this is who did it in German, this is who did it in
Italian.
yes, this is who did it in Italian. They have all the credits. I'm like, here's who did it in Swahili.
Although when you watch the first episode, it more or less plays pretty straight. I mean, obviously, it's he changes his appearance when he goes out of the house and things like that. But there's not a lot, and he's doing the hyper fast calculations at his business, and I love the joke of nobody knows what the business does.
Yes.
Yes.
But it really was the dinner scene when he starts choking is the first sign that you're starting to see holes through it.
Yeah.
And then the real hole is after it pulls back, when you see that her being watched on a screen. What she is living is being watched on a screen by somebody else. Then yeah.
I think that it's going to all be a tie into the Truman Show.
Yes, exactly. Or Howard the Duck trapped in a world she never made.
I'm going to guess that in the next 2 episodes, they're going to realize what's going on and they're going to be trying to interact with the outside world. That's a guess.
It looks like, and again, I'm not giving away anything from episode 3 for you, but it does look like in each episode they're going to crack it open a little wider, which is what you'd expect them to do.
Oh yeah.
Adam has a theory that he thinks Scarlet Witch is going to be the villain who's being forced to use her powers against the people.
That technically doesn't make her a villain. That makes her a victim.
Yes, but
she was not the most, as far as the heroes in the Avengers go, she was among the more ambiguously heroic to begin with, because she was very much driven by vengeance. First, vengeance against Stark Industries, and then vengeance against Ultron for murdering her brother.
Right.
So it was she always is really, and now with the Vision being killed again, you got to figure rage and revenge are what drives her.
And Adam shares this terrible news. And I've not done the research. But Adam says that the Black Widow movie is being delayed again.
Well, yeah, but they're delaying it to reshoot scenes because they're recasting it.
Oh, well, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, they're Scarlett Johansson's getting a little too old because it's been going on too long, so they're bringing in younger. I think Dua Lipa's taking over.
Oh, I'd be all right with
Ellie Kemper.
Ellie Kemper.
Press secretary. Yeah, about that Jane Krakowski had an affair with the pillow guy.
Well,
and
she denies it, but there's a ton of people saying it happened, and she denies it. Yeah,
but he's denying it too. That's what's funny. He's like, this. He's suing the nutpaper. He's like, this is not true. I'm like, why would you deny that?
Well, I know why she would deny it.
Yeah, I get why she would.
That's hilarious.
He's a nut job.
Yes, indeed, he is.
Yeah, think.
Yeah, and his pillows are not any. I mean, he's such a scam artist too. He's an infomercial creeper. He's like Billy Mays.
So has anybody been watching anything besides WandaVision?
Have any of you guys tuned into the Goes Wrong show yet? Like I've been telling you.
No, I have added it to my watch list, but I have not.
Which show, Mike? I didn't hear you.
The Goes Wrong show on Amazon Prime.
No, I still have it noted down to look for it, but I haven't watched it yet.
Good. What's happening? I watched Ark last night. Do you ever see like you'll see something on Google News, or you'll see a press, or you see an article? It's like, you got to watch this sci-fi thriller before it's gone on Netflix. I'm like, what is this? And it's like, this is a great time loop movie. You got to watch it.
Yeah, I saw the plug for that too, and added it to my watch list.
Yeah, and I'm like, I start watching. I go, I think I've watched this before. And I fell asleep watching it, so I don't know how it ends. But if I remember correctly, I'm not happy with the way it ends. but I'm
What?
gonna watch it anyway.
It's like Groundhog Day, Dan. You're gonna fall asleep every time you watch it until you get your life in order.
You know what? And the actual thing, the way the movie goes, it's kind of similar. That's kind of what
Wait,
happens.
which movie are we talking about?
ARQ on Netflix.
I'm not.
I'll look it up. I haven't heard of it.
It's a dystopian future where I don't know, but the guy, it's a time loop movie.
It's some sort of time loop movie. That's
Why
all I
is
know.
every future dystopian? Except
I
Star Trek.
know. And Back to the Future too. I mean, look how much nicer it was than where we are.
They had hoverboards.
And flying cars.
Mr. Fusion. Do you hear that they're now the guy that bought up the remains of the DeLorean stock is now he finally got he's been pushing. The reason he hasn't been able to sell them yet is he's been pushing for relaxing the regulations on car safety and emissions for very small production runs, because that's what he's doing. And he finally got that legislation passed, but now the engine he was planning to use won't pass the emission standards that have tightened up. So he's thinking of making it an electric car now.
Yeah, I've interacted not with him directly. This is not a name drop, but the guy's name is Steve Wynn, who bought everything. He's in Houston, and the guy who's the VP of the main one there, they knew the guy here, Toby, that he worked on my DeLorean. The guy at the Washington DeLorean dealership, which is no longer, it's just a repair place. But every 6 months they come out with a press release. They're coming out with the car. They're going to do new builds. They have enough parts to build brand new ones, and they never come out with anything.
They're waiting for the flux capacitor to be invented.
Yes, exactly.
Is that on Netflix or Hulu?
Which one are we talking about? But yeah, so they were working on the electric one because when I was working for Copart, there was a Nissan Leaf that was wrecked, and they called and said, "Hey, how can we get this car? We want the guts to put inside the electric DeLorean. We're building a prototype." And they did build one here in Seattle. There is an electric one.
I saw that they showed one. Yeah,
but it's. I mean, I have a friend who built a Triumph TR7 into an electric car using a Tesla motor. So
see, Tesla makes a little more sense than a Leaf, because if you want to have performance, you put Tesla guts in it, not a Nissan Leaf guts.
Yeah, but a Nissan Leaf you can get a perfect one for $6,000.
That is a good point, and the Leaf's not a bad car. Just saying, if you're trying to make something look sort of sporty, you don't use Leaf guts.
Yeah, I mean a wrecked Tesla you can get for $10,000 and get the motor out of it. So yeah, but DeLorean has been doing that forever. They've been teasing us forever.
It's a good conversation. This is
yes,
you guys, you should. This is a good segue into if you love car talk.
Clutch Radio.
Clutch Radio Saturdays at 1 p.m. Pacific time.
No, 1 p.m. Eastern time.
No,
10 a.m. I also love that every time Eric posts anything, it's always 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Western, or Pacific, and I always post everything 6 p.m/9 p.m.
That's not the way they do it on TV.
Yeah.
TV,
and sometimes they would give Central, and they never. It was interesting because you'd watch something like 11, 9 o'clock, 8 o'clock Central. They'd never mention Mountain Time. The poor schmucks that were stuck in Mountain Time never got any love.
No, and Mountain Time was always either an hour later than here usually.
No, Mountain Time's 2 hours. Well, than you, yes, it's an hour later than you.
So it'll be like
earlier than us. Yeah.
It'll be like 7 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Mountain.
I think it probably is the time zone with the lowest population. That may have been why. A lot of mountains, a lot of desert.
Like, here's 2 times. Figure it out.
Hey, honey, it's Mountain Time.
Well, how about that?
you need that rim shot sound effect, Eric. Come on.
I'm slow. Turn on Tainted Love.
Bum, bum.
By Soft Cell.
That's by Soft Cell. Excellent.
All right. Adam says Army of the Dead on Netflix looks good, so you can try that out.
Okay.
Eric, do you have anything else?
What's interesting? I'm trying to think because we feel like
I'm trying to think, but nothing's happening.
I know there's amount of TV.
There is one new series that started that has some promise, which is Mr. Mayor, the new Ted Danson series.
Yes,
I've seen episodes of it. It's really good.
It's still finding its legs, but it's had some very funny moments. It really has, and Bobby Moynihan is excellent.
Yeah, and it's post pandemic. Because they bring that up in the first episode that the former mayor something about they talk about masks and so this happens after the pandemic.
My big discovery of the day was that Discovery is running a new season of BattleBots.
Yes, I found that out just today too.
Because I was like, why does my DVR keep recording these? I assumed they were just reruns or mashups of prior seasons, and I'm like, oh no, this is all new.
Yeah, it's like the third episode was a week or two ago, and I missed the first several episodes. I was just watching some of the Penguin games before this, and there was an ad for it. It was like, BattleBots is back?
Is Bill Dwyer the host like he was in the original?
Don't know. The Sklar brothers.
I forget the host name. It's one guy from the WWE.
The worst was when Carmen Electra used to be their mic holder, I guess you'd call her, because she had no other reason to be there.
It's a correspondent. She was there to help,
But they've changed it since back when I used to watch, 15 years ago. They have flamethrowers now.
Oh yeah,
that used to be illegal. You could not have any. You could not throw anything. You could not have any chemicals or flame. It was purely mechanical. And now they've said, let's make it more violent.
It's like BattleBots and American Ninja Warrior. Those are the only two sports I watch. That's my sports universe.
Sports? You call it a sports?
They call it a sport. If you watch either one of those shows, they make reference to these people as being.
Yeah, breakdancing is also in the Olympics, but I don't call it a sport.
This is what I'm saying. But that's to me, that's my Super Bowl right there. Season finale of BattleBots, season finale of American Ninja Warrior. That's my World Series and my Super Bowl, and I'm done.
I have to seek out the episodes I missed so I can find where they're streaming, because I missed a few episodes.
Xfinity has them on demand.
It looks like you might be able to go to battlebots.com.
Oh, that's.
I used to love that back when it was first airing.
So you've got Chris Rose is doing the play-by-play.
There it is.
Kenny Florian.
Yep, he's from
Farouk Shahid is the ring announcer. Peter Abrahamson is the bot whisperer, and Jenny Taft is the pit reporter.
Farouk.
Okay, so she is the Carmen Electra replacement. Okay.
Yes.
It's just so funny how they have they always have all sports now have the on-field announcer as a female.
I know
every football you watch, let's go down and talk to Jen on the field.
Well, it's such a trope that it's even in fake sports, like on Holy Moly. They have two
male announcers. They have it on American Ninja Warrior as well.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yep.
Meow.
So, yeah. But that's my weekend is catching up on BattleBots.
I have rediscovered the many loves of Dobie Gillis.
Bob Denver.
Good old Dobie Gillis. Bob Denver. Yeah.
I'm watching that show. And man, oh man, it's ahead of its time. It really is. He breaks the third wall, which was not something that you saw a lot until years later. There's a lot of overlapping dialogue, which you don't see in TV, shows from the '60s. It really was ahead of its time.
There was when Nick at Night when TV Land first started up, they had, and even Nick at Night to a degree, they had some great filling time with this really old sitcom, Car 54, Where Are You? The Many Loves of Dobie Gillis, the Donna Reed Show. It was just
they're all
great.
on Amazon.
Yeah.
I was going to ask where you were watching it. So that's on streaming from Amazon.
Is it Warren Beatty in that? Is Warren Beatty in that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did not know.
Not Ned, don't get confused. Ned and Warren are not related.
But did you know, Mr. Luthor, did you know who Warren Beatty's sister is, everybody? Nobody knows Warren Beatty's sister?
Wait, I know it.
Betty Beatty?
Not Betty Beatty.
Shit.
No, not shit.
That's not it.
It's close, though. It is close to
Lucille Ball.
No. Oh, that would be fun.
Could be.
Is how it starts.
Shirley MacLaine.
Shirley MacLaine.
I knew I would
Shelley
get
Long.
there. I knew I'd get there.
Or Shelley Long, one of the two. All right. So, yeah. So, tomorrow morning, Clutch Radio here on Facebook or wherever you find your finest internet shows. Monday is the movie night.
Hey, yes. Monday. Three Amigos will be the film festival flick of the week.
I'm looking forward to seeing that again. It's been probably about 7 or 8 years since I saw it.
I think it's been longer, and I believe this might be our last Chevy Chase movie that's on the wheel. So, that's a sigh of release or great disappointment for people.
What else is on there? Funny Farm, or is that what the? Yeah.
Is Funny Farm on the wheel?
No.
Goodness, no.
But you do get to pick your movie. So if you want to tune in,
even it's probably better than Spies Like Us was. So
well, that's probably. Well, I don't remember Funny Farm.
Ooh.
And Michael's gone. So on Monday we will be talking about Three Amigos. We will be spinning the wheel twice.
Oh, double feature time
for the double feature that will kick off February.
Holy shnikes.
Yes, hard to imagine. So Monday we get to talk about Three Amigos, and then we get to give the wheel 2 spins to pick 2 comedy movies for February.
Princess Bride's going to come up soon. Has to.
There's a lot of Princess Bride spaces on the wheel.
Yeah. It can't.
We could just all put that in now. We can say, okay, Princess Bride.
Well, and maybe that'll be what happens. Who knows? You know,
inconceivable.
Clerks came up, and there were a lot of other spaces, and there was only one Clerks. So,
very true.
You can't predict the wheel. It's sort of like the Mega Millions. You just never know.
Did that happen already? Because I know both of them were like, one was like 700, one was like $1 billion.
Powerball. Somebody won a couple days ago. Somebody in some tiny town in Maryland, they bought it. I think it was.
It's always that. Go to a tiny town, and they're always like, I didn't understand how y'all just picked the numbers, and somehow I won.
Well, that's just as good a strategy as playing lucky numbers because it's all random.
It is true.
I don't know. People are like, I'm going to pick my birthday, and I'm going to pick this. I'm going to pick this. I'm going to pick that. Just do the quick pick.
Yep.
Although some people with the conspiracy, of course, if you do the quick pick, then it knows, it generates the numbers that it's never going to give.
It knows not to pick my numbers. Yes.
Right.
Because the universe is against me.
So I know we have, gone way over, but what's the first thing you would buy if you won $1 billion?
Oh my. A lawyer?
I'd probably pay off some of my debts.
Oh, that's nice.
So paying off your debts doesn't count. The question is, what would you buy?
What would you buy? A physical, I'd not give away, not donate, but buy. A physical item you would buy?
Well, simply because it's, ultimately I think I'd get a bigger house, but that I wouldn't do right away because that involves planning. But a car you can just go out and buy anytime. You can just go out and buy yourself a nice car.
It depends on what you want. You might not be able
Which is your car?
Yeah, what car would you buy tomorrow?
I don't know, maybe a Nissan Leaf.
Ooh.
63 Volkswagen Beetle.
I'd probably buy something like a Tesla. I wouldn't buy some huge, expensive, $80,000 plus luxury thing, but I'd buy a nice car, nice $40,000 or $50,000 car.
All right.
Interesting question.
Adam says he would buy whatever he wanted, and he'd buy me a car.
Oh. Yeah, he wouldn't buy you the car you want, though.
No.
You get a Yugo.
That's right. You, sir.
I get a Yugo. I would probably buy an electric DeLorean.
You could have one custom made easily.
I think that's fair.
I would buy a Tesla and take the guts out of it and put it in the DeLorean, and take the guts of the DeLorean, the Peugeot, Volvo, Renault engine, and put it in the Tesla.
And then sell it to some unsuspecting guy in Arizona, Oh, it's a nice Tesla. It's a bargain.
Why does it make so much noise? I thought these were quiet.
Why is there a gas cap on the side?
A 69 Dodge Charger. That's what you want to get.
Ooh. Not going to buy the not going to buy the General Lee.
That's what. Well, that is a 69 Dodge Charger.
Yeah, but it's probably not the best thing right now to put a Confederate flag on your door.
No, they on an episode of Counting Cars in Vegas, somebody wanted a tribute car and they wanted the General Lee, and they recreated the entire car and they put the American flag on the roof instead.
Yeah, I mean they're gonna have to digitally remove that from all those episodes.
That's why
I would hire a hitman because there's a lot of people that no. Okay.
He'd be
I'm sorry.
I would buy 2 cars. I would buy the Bentley Mulsanne Turbo, and a 1969 Mustang convertible forest green.
Interesting.
I had a friend in college who the first thing he bought out of college when he got his first car and he had his first paycheck was I think it was a 67 Mustang convertible. Yep.
I
His was
already
blue,
had
though.
one. I had a 68 Mustang. Somebody T-boned me. But here's the kick. I would buy the 68 Mustang, but I would put all modern tech in it. A Bluetooth radio with a rear camera in the license plate frame. You know, just whatever the best modern tech is. We have power seats that would all go in my 68 Mustang, 69 Mustang.
Yeah, see, actually, that's a good point. If I won, I'd buy Adam an island with the caveat he has to stay there.
With no electricity. No.
Yeah, Adam, if you come on the show, you can defend yourself.
So I'm going to be very practical. The first I buy a really nice dinner. Honestly, serious. Right? Let's be serious.
No, I'm going with the 10-piece nuggets.
First thing, absolutely right. We go Chick-fil-A and like give us one of everything. Honestly, first thing you're going to buy. Right, because I mean, a lot of these custom cars would take months and weeks, and but first thing,
Very good, Eric.
yeah.
Because when I won my $10,544 or $455, I forget what the exact number was, in Vegas, when I on that slot machine, the first thing we did is we went to Spago and had a nice meal.
Ah.
That was the first thing, and I'm like, get whatever you want. We had filet mignon every night on the trip home.
There's a big difference between 10,000 and 750 million. Is it?
Oh yeah. There's
Well, yeah,
But
because
still,
he
you
got
gotta-
on for a month.
Well, even
Yeah,
if you
because-
won if you won $1 million or $2 million, obviously that's life-changing money for most people. But it's not money that you could say I can just go buy anything I want.
Right.
If you win hundreds of millions of dollars, you can screw your life up so thoroughly. You can
get all MC Hammer in there and not have a problem.
Yeah, was it Gene Parsons? I think it was, or was it the member of the Byrds who wrote what was the song he wrote that Tom Petty covered years later? And he had all kinds of addiction problems, and he kicked the habit and got clean. And then I'll Feel a Whole Lot Better. That's the song Tom Petty covered that became a really good seller. And he got all this royalty money, and he became an addict again and died. Some people can't handle money, so
Right.
you have to be careful.
Yeah, Adam's right. $1 million won't get you much in Seattle. You can maybe get a half decent house. But I would buy a comedy club. I would buy a car dealership. I would buy a basketball facility. That way I can coach, I can do comedy, and I can do cars. I can get all my seeds going.
You'd start a new show called Comedians in Cars Buying Houses.
Yes. Every week we buy a different house.
Yes.
Comedians in car buying condos, maybe? Would that be better?
Condos would be better. At the alliteration, you're right.
That's awesome. I would buy a house down in Florida and just an annual pass for Disney and be done. That's all I need.
I thought they got rid of the annual pass.
Well, they're actually they claim they're going to reintroduce a new system, but they're no longer calling it the annual pass.
Yes, where you'll get a QR code tattooed on your forehead, and you can just go anytime.
Disney is revamping a lot, obviously to deal with the lack of business that they've had and the lack of business will have in the foreseeable future.
But Disney Plus is making them all the money.
Disney Plus has done well for them, but I don't think it's made them a huge amount of money in just a year and a half or however long it's been. I mean, it's made them money, but not nearly enough to make up for how much they've lost in theme park revenue and movie revenue.
All right. Well, with that, Eric,
I think it is time to say goodnight. Dan will see you. Of course, you'll see Dan and tomorrow for Clutch Radio, and we'll be back here on Monday to talk about Three Amigos.
My car doesn't have a clutch.
oh,
You should watch and
My
he'll.
car doesn't have a radio.
my car doesn't have a car.
I don't even know what you're talking about. All right, good night.
Goodbye.